And this podcast is presented to you by the all-new Seltos SUV from Kia, official vehicle of the Orlando Magic. Give it everything, and oh, is this going to be fun. Join the Magic Pod Squad, a couple of former Magic players, a couple of former and current fan favorites. Darrell Armstrong, 14 NBA seasons, 9 with the Magic, now an assistant coach for the Dallas Mavericks, and Bo Outlaw, community ambassador for the Magic, 15 NBA seasons and 8 with the Orlando Magic. It's good to see you guys, and Darrell is got a playoff game here today. Darrell, you look good. Are you ready for tonight against the Clippers?
I'm always ready. I just hope our guys are ready, and so it's exciting to get back to the playoffs and get back to basketball, because this is our first time in 3 years being in the playoffs. So I'm very excited and looking forward to our guys competing and going hard.
Well, listen, David Steele had the idea a couple of days ago. Since we're playing the Bucks, there's some history. There's some bad blood with the Milwaukee Bucks, namely that Heart and Hustle team, and then the 2000-2001 team after that. Yep. And we just thought we should sit here and revisit some of that. Are you guys good with that?
We're good with it.
All right. Well, then let's start. Then I want to start, Darrell. I want you to take us back to just to kind of set the tone a little bit. That Heart and Hustle year. You guys are playing so well. You're right. You captured the attention of the entire country. In the second to last game of the year, you need a win over those Milwaukee Bucks, right? So both. Yeah. All right. So both of you guys weigh in. All right. Take us to that second to last game of the year. It was a heartbreaker. You've
already sent Bo into the abyss here. Look how he's depressed. He's having a good day, and now he's depressed.
We got to stir up that hatred.
20 years later, he's still depressed.
That game really hurt. That hurt.
Yeah, that did, and but it was incredible to me, because that game right there, our fans, we had extra fans come out that night and pack that arena, and it was an incredible feeling just to be in that situation. Even though we came up short, we gave the fans something to always cheer about when we was on that floor, and so. It was I could still see Chucky Atkins taking that last shot, and that ball getting knocked down the court, and oh my God! And I heard the horn go off, and I broke down. But I was still proud of our guys, because the media only picked us to win 10 games, no more than 10 games that year. We ended up winning 41 games. So and then my other story was when we played Milwaukee. That year I had a bad growing pull, and I was so patched up, and I basically pulling my leg down the floor, and and Milwaukee had, and I had to guard Ray Allen, and I had to apologize to T Mac because I got T Mac dunked on by Ray Allen because I couldn't move my feet. And I told T-Mac, I said, that's my fault, man. I apologize, man. And right now, you can go on YouTube, and people always send it to me. Hey, Darrell, you got dunked on. I said, me and T-Mac got dunked on. So. But and that was, and what was crazy? That was a crazy series right there too. We ended up getting beat 3-1, but that's when we got into it. On our sideline, and D. Brown was about to check in the game. He was at the score table, and by us getting into it right there in front of our bench, D. Brown came in the game, and he got suspended the next game for just walking in the game and just being at the scores table. So, which was the craziest situation. I always remember that. But hopefully the Magic can gear up and do some special things, because at the end of the day, all you want to do is get a chance to be in the playoffs and play for a championship, and they're here.
Bo, what do you remember about that game Milwaukee won, knocked you guys out of the playoffs? As I recall, we fell behind big early, something like 19 points right out of the gate. I mean, within 5 minutes of the national anthem, it looked like it was you're in big trouble, but you guys fought back. What do you remember about that game?
Yeah, like you said, we came out the game. I don't know if we were just still in the locker room, but they came out and we got down 20, and coach called timeout. I was like, hey man, we got to play this game like we know we're capable of. And we came together and started playing, and guys made shots and made plays, and it was one of the hardest games to play because you knew what was on the line and the intensity was so high. I mean, guys was hitting each other, guys was making plays, like Darrell said, guys getting dunked on, but no one cared about it because we were all trying to get this win and fighting so hard that you would step up and make the next play. Like Darrell said, that shot, that's what I think the only thing I really remember is that shot.
Chucky's chance, yeah.
Yeah,
oh, my God.
That would have won the
He's
game.
at the top of the key, and I've never seen a rebound roll to the other end of the court, and no one could catch it. Like, it was unbelievable.
You know what I remember? I remember Darrell just hitting the floor. Darrell went down to the floor and just on his hands and knees. Darrell, you would what? You just giving it all you had, and there was no more, huh? Nothing left in the tank.
And you know what was crazy, Dave, and Bo probably remember this. One of our coaches, assistant coaches, Johnny Davis, he did the pregame prep, and he gave us a speech that kind of, you know, everybody was emotional before the game. You could just see it. We came out. I think we were still trying to get ourselves together from that speech, and he called each and every one player out like they told you couldn't do this, blah, blah. I don't know how he did his homework, but he did his homework on each and every guy, and by the time we got out there and got it warm up, we still had sniffing tears. And come on, man, we got to get our stuff. And like you say, we looked up, and I was like, damn, we down 20, 19. And what was incredible was our bench, Chucky Atkins, Pat Garrity. They came in and gave us a spark and got us back in that game. I remember Pat Garrity coming down the middle and dunking it. Oh man, he had the crowd going crazy. But yeah, it was a crazy beginning and a crazy ending. But you know, like you said, that Heart and Hustle team, people will always remember. And it's crazy how, like I said, it's like anywhere I go in Orlando, I'm in the bubble. I'm getting, you know, we love the Heart and Hustle team and stuff like that. So it's gonna always be crazy for me and Bo and Monty Williams. You know, guys, Chucky Atkins, Bo Outlaw, Ben Wallace, those guys, you know, it's part of that Heart and Hustle. And, you know, even we probably could have used one more weapon, and he was injured, which was crazy, was we traded for Chauncey Billups. And he never got a chance to play because he had surgery. But if we would have had him, it could have made a big difference as well. But, you know, we had enough, and we gave it a shot, but, you know, we came up short.
You know who no one ever mentions is Ron Mercer, and I don't blame you because I'd forgotten he was part of that too. But do you guys, Darrell and Bo, do you guys feel if you don't make that move, if you kept Tariq Abdul-Wahad and Chris Gatling, I mean, those guys were playing so well at the start of the year. Don't you feel like those two guys would have been enough if you kind of just kept that thing rolling?
Well, yeah, I really do. You know,
Chris Gatling was an instant offense.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy that, you know, he could score down low, and Tariq Waheed, he could defend. I mean, he was putting guys in retirement with the way he played defense, and he had confidence offensively. He was knocked down some shots. I mean, he wasn't the best shooter, but he still could knock down shots, and you could see he was gaining confidence as we go. And I just never forget, you know, when we played that Penny first game back, and they did the trade during the game, and we went up to New York the next night with only 8 players. But
was it New York or Washington?
It was New York. I ain't gonna never forget that one when we beat them by 20. We beat them by 20.
We won the game.
Yeah. We won the game by 20 with 8 players, and that was Chucky Atkins basically coming out party. He had it going, and so we would go 1-4 flat, and them little pigeon toes was hitting that little crossover and was pulling that jumper, and we ended up beating them by 20. So, you know, that was the type of team we had where you can just see guys just continue to grow confidence. And then, you know, they made the trade, which, you know, I didn't like, be honest with you, because I thought Chris Gatling was giving us something that we needed, instant offense off the bench. And I thought Tariq Waheed was giving us something as well. But, you know, Ron Mercer played well for us, and no nothing against him, but he played well for us. But I just thought defensively we had what we need to have. And, you know, that trade was crazy.
Tariq was a better defender, Bob. Yes.
Guys,
so Darrell and Bo,
go ahead.
Well, I was going to say one of the points of contention in that series was between the two head coaches, Doc and George Karl, not really getting along. George Karl questioned whether Doc should have been a head coach because he was coming out of the television booth instead of paying his dues coming up as an assistant. What do you guys remember about that? And I just knowing Doc and the competitive nature that he has, did he ever say anything about George Karl or any of that? Was it personal for him?
No,
he never said nothing to me.
No, this is new to me right here, Jeff.
I didn't know that. I just found out just now with you. I knew nothing about this.
Apparently go ahead. There apparently was a lot of history between those two guys. So let me ask you guys this. So you guys both played under the legendary Chuck Daly, and then Chuck is leaving, and you find out that Doc Rivers now is going to be your head coach. What was your immediate reaction when you found out that a former player like Doc, who had never coached a game in the NBA, was going to be your head coach going into that heart and hustle season?
I was cool with it because I knew what type of player he was. He was very intense, and I think we found that out from the first couple of days of practice. We all was going at it, and coach, he would just stand there and let us figure it out. And he didn't say much, but for Darrell, he was a guard, so they had a great relationship. Like, them two was always talking about something, and he was like, Darrell, come in. I'm like, all right. So Darrell handled all the communication part on the court, and I just be yelling on the baseline about who's in this position or whatever. But when he got there, I was excited because he came in with a positive attitude, and the energy and effort was going to be there. Like, he just laid it flat out. We going to work. And I think nobody had no problem with it. And I think he did mention those 10 games that they said we were supposed to win, and that also helped a little bit.
Yeah, and it was, for me, your best players who transform on to being a coach is usually your point guards, because they understand the game. They understand
your power forward.
I'm a little hurt on that. I'm a little hurt.
No, we tell
otherwise.
I don't know, Bo. I had a little success as a high school coach, but it's like.
I'm sorry, big fellas. Usually, but you know what? And also usually role players, like you say, Jeff. You were successful. You understand role player is very important. You got your superstars. I just think that your role players understand the game a lot better than just guys just going out there jacking the basketball up. We understand how to set guys up. We understand how to defend. We understand how to set screens. So I always looked at a point guard, especially, being some pretty good coaches to me. And like Doc was in Atlanta, so he had a lot of weapons around him. So he learned that, he's got to get this guy the ball, Dominique. He's got to get such the ball. And then he's got to look for his shot if he got a shot. But to me, it didn't surprise me. I wish I would have told me. I would have got them boxing gloves for George Carr and Doc Rivers at half court. Let him just go.
As I remember, I think Bo needed boxing gloves with Sam Cassell in Game 3, didn't you, Bo?
That's right. Remember that?
Yeah, that was a defense. Hey, I was taking care of I think Darrell was involved in it. I was just trying to take care of my guard, man. But
don't put me in. I don't want to get fined. They still finding people. I don't want to get fined.
They'd find you if anybody listened to this. Nobody listens to this. It's fine.
Listen,
You're fine.
That's true because it's the playoffs, man. There was a lot of intensity there, and me and Sam were good friends. Like we both went to JUCO. We played in Houston in the summertime, so I knew him. But when we was in this game right here, it was a lot going on, a lot of jaw jacking and a lot of elbows, and we got caught up on the side over there, and he grabbed my shirt. And I think I still have that jersey, and it ripped, and it was just like, hey, man, I'm not the guy. And I think Scott Williams might have been trying to pull me from the back, and I wasn't budging.
That's who it was.
Exactly. I was like locked in, like it was very intense. I knew I had somebody in my corner. Darrell was gonna be there in the mix coming up, but that's what type of team we had.
T-Mac came in there as well, so.
I'm saying, and T-Mac was new to this environment. And when I think we played that series, he was like, man, I like this. And Darrell was like, hey, this is what we're going to do. And he bought in right away. And you got a guy that good, willing to buy in. And he actually took a step back in Milwaukee. I don't know what game was that. He ended up giving me the ball like 3 straight plays. I scored, but I was like, man, I'm tired. Don't give me the ball no more. Like, like, hold on, man. Like, I don't know how you do this, get the ball every possession and get a bucket. Like, nah, I'm good, man. So,
yeah. You know what's unbelievable? He was 21 years old. He was 21 years old. He took that series over. T-Mac.
Wow. That means I'm old.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah,
we're all
you
old.
are.
We're all old now.
We're all getting up there.
That's crazy you say that, Dave. I never knew that at that
he
time.
Was 21 at the time?
21. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, take us into that series. So you're the 2001 series. Now you guys get to play them in the playoffs, right? You had played them that year before, but you got Tracy McGrady with you, as you mentioned, and he drops 33 in that first game. Pat Garrity had an unbelievable series. That guy made big shots for you guys as well. But just kind of take us. You're in Milwaukee. I think it's a 4-point game with 2 minutes left in game one. They're the 2 seed. You're the 7 seed. They're supposed to take. It's supposed to take you guys out easily in a best-of-5 series, but you made it very difficult. What do you remember going into that series in that first game?
I remember this. I remember the first play of the ball game, since they knew I had a groin injury, and they usually don't do this. I know they don't do this with Ray Allen. They post him up right away on me. And they went right to me in the post. And Ray Allen never posts up. And as soon as he did that, my groin was feeling good. You know, I had a couple of things going on. You know, so my groin would feel good.
That rap was crazy.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, my reaction was real fast because he was coming at me, and I could feel it go out again. I was like, wow. I was like, yeah, the first play of the ball game. But you know, it was a good series. I mean, all the games came down to you know, the fourth quarter. But I never forget game 4. I came out, and I didn't realize it. I was basically just pulling my leg along. And I was scrapped up. I had 16 points in the first half. I was playing well, and I didn't have nothing in the tank with my leg, and I didn't even score the second half. And I finished the game with 16. So I felt kind of bad because I couldn't help my teammates. I couldn't help, you know, and do the things that I was used to doing. And so that's always hard and tough, especially when you're going into a series banged up, you know, and I wasn't, you know, fully at strength, and they took advantage of it. I'm not gonna lie to you, they took advantage of it, and I don't blame them, because first thing I'm gonna do is I know somebody's injured, I'm going right at them, the defensively and offensively. So, but that was probably mine. Phones off, please. That's a fine. That's a fine. Phones off.
Not here.
Hey,
unfortunately, that's the big guy that was that never would make a great coach. Not smart enough to turn my phone off.
Hey, see, cash out, Jeff. Cash out, everybody. $10.
I like this game. I like this.
It's a good game.
You know what I
like?
What's
funny? So you go ahead, Bo. Go ahead, Bo.
No, I remember the one thing we were in this playoff series, and I think I don't know if it was game 2 or 3, and they interviewed Tracy, and they made the comment about Glenn Ryder, Big Dog, and they called him Puppy Dog.
That's what I was going to ask you.
That's right. I forgot about that.
He was in his ear like this, like I'm in this phone right now. He was in his ear like this.
Yeah.
I handle you. I got you. I ain't gonna never forget that.
And after that comment, I think everything changed. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what happened? Where did this come from? Someone brought. I'm like, he said what? And
21 years old, though.
21 years old.
Yeah, man. And after that, Glenn Robinson, he kind of started getting his little mojo back. I'm like,
he had to. Hey, he was tested by a 21-year-old.
And he responded, because them next couple of games, he came in and get for bucket. Like, he was probably the worst defender on the court, because he was actually guarding me. Because I didn't get the ball, and we actually posted me up, and I was getting buckets. So I'm like, yeah, I got one. So I knew I had a mouse in the house when he was guarding, but the other end of the court, yeah, he was a problem. And after that comment, that's what I remember. Like, what just happened? And
why would you say that? You had 17. You had both got you 17 in that second game, Darrell.
That's the game that I got.
Hold on, wait, 17 in a game or 17 for the series?
17 in a game.
What?
Hey, Jordan, I think I averaged a double-double that game.
I know, I'm just messing with you. I'm just playing. I'm just getting a shot in.
He should have asked for the ball more, too. I'm disappointed in you both. I'm very disappointed in you.
He just said he was tired, DA. Too much offense on his
part. I got 3 straight shots. I was danced. I was danced. 3 straight.
I don't think, and I'm going to be honest with you, I don't score, my high is 35, and I don't have a couple of 30 points game with the Magic, but I don't think people realize how tough and how much energy you have to use to score the basketball. I commend those guys, man. I commend Tracy McGrady, and you got guys all over you. I'd be usually tired out there, and I always played both ends of the floor and picked up full court, so maybe that's why some of my energy would be gone. But it's amazing to me when you score 25 to 30 points and how much it drains you after the game. And so that's why I say it's amazing that these guys are very special to do it. And, from Kobe to Jordan to T-Mac, Vince Carter, it's amazing. It's an amazing task.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's even harder when the game plan is to stop you from scoring it.
That's true, too.
You still do it.
Yep.
Thinking about that series, I don't know how much you guys remember about this, but I think Tim Thomas was maybe the X factor in the series, because Ray Allen, you've got Cassell, Allen, and Glenn Robinson, but Tim Thomas made huge plays time after time in that series.
Yeah.
Big shot.
Yeah. He was that type of player.
He was an old school player he had a very, very smooth game. It never looked like he was making a lot of effort, but the results was always there. And like you say, he would hit a timely 3-pointer or get a rebound, a putback, or mid-range pull-up, or up and under. I'm like, this dude had a variety of moves on any part of the court that he can make a play of. And
that was a good basketball team.
And did they have Michael Redd at the time?
No, I don't think so.
No, they didn't have Michael Redd there.
No.
Okay.
They had Irvin Johnson down there fouling people.
Irvin Johnson and fouling people. Darvin Ham was hammering people.
Yes.
They had a good squad. I mean, you got to look at it too. They had Sam Cassell, Ray Allen, and Glenn Big Dog Robinson. So just imagine that's like a big 3 right there. And then they got a guy named Tim Thomas who's just as athletic and can shoot the basketball. We had him here in Dallas, and man, he played so well for us here in Dallas a couple of years ago, and he was shooting the basketball so well. And so, it didn't surprise me. Because all you got to do is go out there and find your niche, because somebody was going to double team Ray Allen, they was going to double team Glenn Robinson, and then you just got to find that ball to swing and shot. Jeff, you remember swing shot? You remember swing?
I love it. Jerry Reynolds used to say, "I ain't no swinger." I'd be like, somebody's got to swing it. Somebody's got to swing it.
Hey,
just so it swings back to me sometimes.
Hey, there you go. We be in that corner waiting. Hey.
Yeah. They got to leave somebody open, don't they, Darrell?
Yes, indeed.
Can't guard everybody.
I don't know about this. I was never on the end of that. I was always the swing guy.
You're the swing guy.
You're the first swing guy.
It's the first. That's right. The first step is to know you're the swing guy. As long as you know you're the swing guy, it's fine. You have no problem.
I knew that.
Accept your role as a swinger. You got to accept your role.
This is what I used to do, Jeff. I used to love to hit Tracy McGrady, or if it was Penny at that time, Penny in the post. And I'm not going to stand right there. I'm cutting through because I want to get to the corner, because I know they're going to come double team, and that ball is going to swing and come to the corner. Just be ready to shoot.
And Bo, be ready to swing.
You just described my last 4 years in the NBA right there. That's it. Go stand in the corner.
Go stand in the corner. I've been there with you, Jeff. I've been there with you.
Never been.
You know what's funny, guys? You know what's funny? I'm looking at this. Darrell said he's dragging his leg around. You guys gave so much all year. Tracy's exhausted from scoring. That game 3 that you guys win in overtime, it's in Orlando. I remember how awesome that atmosphere was. I mean, it was just electric inside the arena. Darrell's got a hurt leg, and Doc plays him 49 minutes. Tracy goes for 50, and Bo 43 minutes. You guys how did you feel after that game? You guys got No break whatsoever.
I don't recall.
They call him. They call me Armstrong. They call him Outlaw. We read it.
That's it. That's how you do it.
We was I can't remember, to be honest with you, but I bet you I know I was tired because, you know, that takes a lot out of you, man. The playoff is, and Jeff know the intensity of playing in the playoffs. Everybody motive is moving, and it's another level. So it's no taking plays off. You got to just, you just got to do it. But I guarantee you, I slept good that night. I probably skipped dinner.
That series, in my mind, was maybe the most physical series that I've seen the Magic be. Would you guys speak to that? Have you played did you ever play in a more physical playoff series than that Milwaukee series in 01?
No. I think Detroit.
I deal with a lot of physicality because I was down there in the trenches. Darrell's always in contact. He's going to always get in contact. But I was down there with those guys every possession, and they made sure that you felt it. But that was the way of the league. It was physical already. So imagine the level it went to during the playoffs, because it goes from here to the regular season, then it goes up to the playoffs, and the physicality just went through the roof. And that's how you see we almost got in that fight, because no one's finna hold punches and no one's finna take a back seat. You push me, I'm pushing you. If Darrell got hit, you can most definitely think I'm coming to get Darrell. Come this way, I'm taking this foul. It wasn't you hit Darrell, you by yourself.
And remember, back then you can use your forearm and keep your forearm on. You can hand check, keep your hand check on. So it made it physical. And now you can't touch nobody. So it's different. But back then,
you said Detroit. You said Detroit was more physical.
That one was a physical, just because of Darvin Ham and Irvin Johnson. They were some physical big men. And who was the other one?
Scott Williams.
Them dudes like that.
And Scott knew how to play. Scott knew how to play. You're right. And but Detroit was a physical game as well. With Ben Wallace, Cliff Robinson, Rasheed. Rasheed went on that team. Corliss Williams.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then when they got down 3-1, it got really physical. They was, making sure I was getting hit. I was doing that 1-2 pick and roll, and then they started calling an illegal screen on me. But at the same time, they was getting licks on me because they was coming right through me. And so, they picked it up, and it got physical. And we got to Game 7, and we just couldn't match the intensity that they had. They knew it, and give them credit as well. So, but I mean, it was basketball was fun back then, Jeff. And I know, Jeff, it. Playoff was fun because you can hit somebody. You can really, be physical. You can play. You can touch somebody. If you really scored a bucket back then, you earned that bucket.
You earned that bucket.
It wasn't no free movement that they have now, where you can't hold somebody or stop somebody from coming through the lane. Usually that becomes a foul now today. But, back in the day, I grew up on that type of basketball. So it was fun not only to see it, but it was also fun to play it. And then look at the Last Dance. I looked at some of those scores with Jordan and won 88-75. It was defense, so not today. You might see 140, 100, 150, in a playoff game.
Tonight. Might see that tonight.
Exactly.
Might see that tonight. All right, well, Darrell, let's let you get out of here. You got a big game tonight. Give us – we got to know, is Luka Doncic more popular or Boban Marjanovic?
Both.
Oh.
Both. They are, and then they hang out together a lot, especially in the bubble. But they both are very popular. I had somebody the other day DM me. I think it was my son's girlfriend, say her cousin want a video for Boban. I was like, oh Lord Jesus! But he's just a loving guy, a good guy. I appreciate him every day. He gets his work in. If he don't play, he'll come in early and do his own work. He does it like he's supposed to do it, and nobody has to ask him to come in. Nobody has to wait on him. He's already in the gym, and he always prepare himself. So whenever you see him having a good game, don't be surprised because he stays ready.
Yeah.
and he prepares himself to stay ready. And you know, and with Luka, I mean, he's just an incredible 21-year-old athlete. But it doesn't surprise me just knowing, even when he first started playing professional sports, he was only 13 years old, and he was with Real Madrid at that time. So that doesn't surprise me with the maturity of his game and the way he plays. He knows that he knows what he wants. He knows how to get it, and he's always going to be right there where he's near a triple-double, because he finds guys and for shots. And we got guys that can shoot the basketball, so he makes sure they get their shot. And he also makes sure he gets his triple-double. He's going to get the triple-double.
He's watching that.
How are you holding up in there, DA? Are you doing okay? You've been there like 6-7 weeks now.
Let me tell y'all something. Whenever they tell us we got to leave or we get put out of the playoff or whatever, I'm going to be sad. This is like coming to America. I mean, I feel so safe in here. We get tested every day. You know, they take care of us. We play golf whenever we want to. We got a barbershop they built here on campus. We eat 3 meals a day. So, I mean, you can't ask for more. I mean, the NBA and Disney has done a great job and done it right. And it's exciting for me to see. It's been some really good basketball games played here in the bubble. And also, you know, just you know, when we get to these playoffs starting today, well, we already got one game already started. You know, the excitement for fans around the world to see playoff basketball again, and not have anyone, this is probably the positive, not have anyone to test positive as players. So you can't tell me the NBA and Disney hasn't done it right.
Well, I think Bo's already had 3 meals, haven't you, Bo? It was about 1:30.
Yeah, I had 2 for sure. I'm getting ready to go get a snack in a little bit. You know I got to get my eat. In the gym, man. I work out still, so I got to eat.
There you go.
I already know you done had some milk already this morning.
You know I had some milk. What kind of question is that, man?
Well, listen, guys. Well, Darrell, good luck to you. And you guys, I think, I speak for everybody, guys, and you weigh in too, but you guys are fan favorites for a reason. I mean, you had such an impact on this town, the both of you, and we never. And Bo doesn't want to hear this, so he's gone. But you guys had such an impact on this community; it'll never be forgotten. And you're fan favorites for a reason. You guys left such a mark on this place.
I appreciate it. Dante, you got your Tom Brady jersey in Tampa now?
I'm gonna get one.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Darrell, I know you're a Reds. I speak Junior all the time, right?
I
speak DJ in the gym all the time. That's my guy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he works out. DJ's trying to get it in. Bo works out my son sometimes too.
Oh, okay. He grew, man. Yeah. He grew.
Yeah,
he's long.
Yeah.
No, he's a lot taller than you. That is not hard.
All right, well, that's going to do it. This podcast has been brought to you by the Seltos SUV from Kia, official vehicle of the Orlando Magic. Give it everything. Make a long playoff run, Darrell. We'll be cheering for you, okay?
Sir.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Good luck, man.
All right, guys.
All right, good luck to y'all, too, as well.
Good seeing you.
All right, you got to take care.